Welcome back to Be.Live. Be yourself and live your purpose. And you're back with Money Matters. In episode 1, we talked about seeing money as something we manage, not our own. In episode 2, we learned the power of contentment. Saying enough can free us from the trap of endless wanting. Now, in episode 3, we're putting those lessons into action. This episode is about diligence, planning, and preparation, building a future you're ready for. Because no matter how big your dreams are, they won't grow without structure, discipline, and a plan. So meet Marco. He's a talented designer, full of ideas, always the go-getter at work. His motto was, work hard, play harder. For years, Marco poured his energy into projects. He stayed late and said yes to every client. Money came in, and so did the lifestyle. He loved nice things, travel, and spontaneous spending. Savings could wait, he thought. After all, he was young and earning well. But one day, everything changed. Projects stopped, the steady flow of income gone. And Marco, who worked so hard, suddenly realized he had nothing set aside. No savings, no plan, no safety net. The first few months were tough. He borrowed from his friends, sold some gear, and even skipped meals to stretch what little he had left. And that's when it hit him. He was great at working hard, but terrible at working wisely. Out of desperation, Marco started learning how to manage his money, not just earn it. He created a budget, built an emergency fund, and tracked every peso. He discovered that discipline wasn't punishment, it was protection. Fast forward a year later, he's back on his feet, freelancing, saving regularly, and finally feeling peace. Because now he doesn't just work hard, he works with a plan. You know, Marco's story reminds us that diligence and hustle aren't the same thing. Hustle burns energy fast. Diligence builds steadily over time. You can work all day and still feel empty if you're working without direction. But when you work with purpose and plan your steps, even the small progress feels satisfying. Planning is an act of respect for yourself, your goals, and your future. And saving isn't greed. Saving is wisdom. It's saying, I want to be ready for the unexpected so I can keep moving toward my purpose even when life gets hard. So preparation doesn't mean fear. It means freedom. Freedom to choose wisely instead of reacting in panic. You know, instead of shopping or spontaneously traveling or spending, do it with purpose. Set aside for the future, and then you can have a budget for spending, have a budget for traveling. So, how does all of this connect to purpose? Simple. Purpose thrives on order. You can't focus on your calling when your finances are in constant crisis. You can't give your best when you're always worried about bills. When you plan and prepare, you remove the noise. You create a space for creativity, for service, and generosity. Planning turns purpose into something practical. It's not just an idea, but a lifestyle. Like Marco, when you manage your time, resources, and energy well, You stop chasing survival and start building impact. And remember, your plan doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be intentional. I'll give you simple and practical ways to live out this principle. Number one, budget with intention. Track where your money goes. Not to restrict yourself, but to see clearly. Personally, I use an app called Money Manager, and I put all my bills, my savings there. Then I see there's the app has so much statistics, it has a graph, it tells you where your money is going and where your money is. Number two, save before you spend. Even small savings matter. It's not about the amount, it's about the habit. You save first before you spend. So meaning if you get your pay, you set aside savings. And then number three, prepare for the unexpected. Build an emergency fund. Start with 1 month of expenses and grow from there. So you save at least, again, prepare for the unexpected. Build an emergency fund. Start with 1 month of your pay and then grow from there. And number four, work with excellence. Whatever your role is, give your best. Excellence creates opportunity. So purpose grows when you plan ahead and act consistently. Planning is how you honor your future self. Saving is also how you honor your future self. Again, practical application. Number one, budget with intention. Track where your money goes. Okay, and make a budget. Number two, save before you spend. Your money, your saving is not at the end. It's in the beginning. So if you have 20,000, save the 2,000 first. And then, that's part of your savings. The first 2,000 of your pay. And then prepare for the unexpected and work for excellence. Now, today's takeaway is this. Plan, work, prepare. Don't wait for luck. Build your life intentionally. Diligence and discipline might not be glamorous, but they lead to peace, stability, and lasting success. You know, sometimes after work, when you get your paycheck, people will start eating out, spending money, thinking of what they're going to buy. But you can be different. You think of how you will save for the future. Okay? So here are the prompts for reflection this week. Okay, write it down in your journal. Write down, do I have a plan for my money or I'm just reacting to every expense? Okay, do I have a plan for my money? Every time I receive my paycheck or when a client pays you, do you have a plan for that money? Number two, what's one small step can I take this week to prepare for the future? Let's just write down. It's just 2 prompts for reflection this week. Do I have a plan for my money? What's one small step I can take for this week to prepare for my future? This is going to be an exciting journey, especially when you realize that planning doesn't limit your purpose. It protects it. In our next episode, we'll talk about generosity. the secret that turns money from a tool into a blessing. Until then, this is Rocka Cruz reminding you, be yourself and live your purpose.